Hi, welcome to Reviews, Fixes and Hacks, people. And what I've got today is Astra J. This is, as you can see, the engine code is written there upside down. It's A17 DTR. Now, as you can see there, the auxiliary belt has been, well, it's not been removed. To be honest with you, it's snapped. So it snapped on me yesterday, and the way it snapped was a bit silly. I was in the wrong gear, where I accidentally put into third and start accelerating at a very low speed when I should have been in first gear, sorry. And obviously the shuddering and judder snapped the belt. So here's the snap belt, as you can see. Now what I would say is you've got to be careful, because these are 6. So it's 6 PK, and the 6 stands for the number of ribs there, and the length is the number that comes after it. So this is 1715 millimeter length. Okay, 1715 millimeter length. Now, when I actually went to get the part, or when I went to look at ordering the part, what I did find was that there were various ones for the specific type of model of vehicle. Now what I would say to you is, for me, it's obviously snapped. So when I removed it, I actually measured the length, and what I've done is, based on the length, I've figured out the one that I need, and here it is. So it's 6 PK, and the 6 stands for the number of ribs, and the 1715 is in millimeters, and that is the length. So I measured that length. Obviously I can see there's 6 ribs on it, and then I've gone ahead and purchased the correct part. But when I was looking for it, there was putting the vehicle registration, and there was so many coming up. It's difficult to know unless you've got the belt and measured it to know which one it is that you actually need. Because like I say, for the same vehicle, even putting in the registration, but it should tell you exactly what part you need, came up with various ones. So that's the correct part, that's the one I've got. Now back to the vehicle. To change it, many people I've seen, what they do is they take off the wheel. There's a wheel, and they take off the plastic cover that just sits behind the wheel. Now what I'm going to be doing is doing it from the top. So as you can see, the airbox goes here. We just get the airbox, the air filter, this is. So this goes here, and all I've done is remove the filter. I've taken up the pipework, and that's just held by Jubilee clips. So there's a Jubilee clip, there's another Jubilee clip that goes there, and I've just undone that and moved it to the side, not unplugged the actual electrical connection. And then these are held in by grommets. There they are, and it goes into just there, you can see, just there, into those sockets. So I've just dislodged that. There's another edge there, there's another gap. So this grommet here will go into that gap there. So it just goes in there, goes there. So all I've done is pulled it out, and the whole thing's going to be fixed. There's the filter. And now that I've done that, for me the job's slightly easy, because what I've done is, obviously the belt's already removed off the vehicle, given it's torn off. And all I'm going to do is go through the process of putting it together. Now here's a tip: if you've got a breaker bar, here's mine. You can use a breaker bar, and you always turn the pulley. So the pulley I'll be looking at is that one there. So that bottom one, not this one, the one just below that, there it is. So I'll be pulling it clockwise, never anti-clockwise, as that unscrews it, and then you could be in a bit of a bother. So clockwise, and that will give you enough space. So what I'll do is feed the actual belt on. So you're starting with the alternator, which is just there at the bottom. Feed it on the alternator, feed it onto the crank, which is just behind the pulley. There it is. Sorry, there. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if we can zoom in a bit. There's the crank. Let's see. Zoom back out. So the crank is just below that. Don't think it can get, there it is. So just there, just beneath that is your crank. So just trying to see if you can get a bit of focus on it. There it is. So I'll be feeding it onto the alternator, which is just there, and then round to the crank, feed it onto the actual disc pulley here, and then wind it round here and then put it back in. Now there are diagrams available on the internet if you have a good look. Make sure you put it in the right way, because that is absolutely vital. Now to get it over to the last part, which is on the air conditioning compressor, once I've fed it through, that's when I'll be turning the pulley clockwise to slacken it enough so that I can put it onto the actual AC compressor, and that should be a job done. So I'll be getting back to it once I've got it done. I'll come back and show you the finished job. Okay, here's a finished article now. As you can see, new belt, perfectly put on, and it's winding round perfectly fine. I think any mishaps, I've tried to align everything on the pulley. It's a flat surface on the pulleys anyway, both pulleys, so any mishaps on there will align itself once the engine's started. But apart from that, perfect job. What I would say is it's easier if you've got a second person to give you a hand. So you've got somebody who's going to turn that tension at the bottom, that one there, clockwise, and while somebody turns that clockwise, it's just a lot easier for the second person to be able to get this on. So the belt around the compressor was what I started at the bottom. The belt going around the compressor is my final job, so that's where I finished. So once I've wound it round, I started turning the pulley clockwise, and then while I pulled it clockwise, that loosened it enough for me using my right hand to just get this on. And like I say, if you had a second person, they could be doing the pulley, the tensioner, sorry, turning it clockwise, while you've got both hands free to be able to get this on, and that'll be much quicker. Overall, it's taking me about maximum 10 minutes, 15 minutes with probably breaks in between, and now it's just a matter of screwing the airbox back in, connecting everything else up, and that's it, job done. Anyway, I hope you liked the video, hope you find it useful. Please like and subscribe, so in future I can do further videos of a similar nature. If there is anything specific you want me to cover, then please comment, and I'll be sure to get back to you, and if possible do a video that's more relevant and purposeful for others out there. Anyway, thank you for watching, and like I said, please like and subscribe.